to Stand Up and Show. Welcome to Stand Up and Show. My name is Isaura Dos Santos, aka Isaura, and I will be your host tonight. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really do appreciate it. First off, before we begin, I have to put out a little disclaimer. You have entered, what were the words again? You have entered a public venue. You have entered a public venue. And you consent to being filmed. And you consent to being filmed. I am not trying to get sued, so just know. I can't afford it. No, I should have wrote it down, but I can't even afford a pencil right now. So again, thank you so much for coming. I really, really do appreciate it. The last show was 3 months ago, Black Friday, and it went really well. And now it's 3 months later, and it's the best month of the year. Happy Black History Month. Happy African American History Month to all my white people. And happy February to all my racists. I'm glad nobody said woo for that. So yes, welcome. I really, really, really love Black History Month. It's my favorite time of year. It's at least 28 days that Black people can feel good. And then the rest, we kind of feel bad. So. 29 this year. Oh. Look at us. Yes. All months matter. So I love Black History Month. Growing up, it was a highlight for me, especially going to schools that were predominantly white, because people would look at me as the teacher's reading a picture book of Rosa Parks and be like, I'm so sorry. And it's funny being in a class because you tend to look like historical Black figures. Like teachers would be like, you kind of look like Rosa Parks. Is there a connection there? And I'm like, no, we're just Black. So I don't really see that. And the greatest compliment I've ever received was during Black History Month when I was in 7th grade. And someone said that I look like Martin Luther King Jr. So let me explain that. So it was 7th grade. We were watching a documentary on Martin Luther King Jr. and he was giving his I Have a Dream speech. And then somebody behind me was like, yo, doesn't Isaura kind of look like MLK though? And it kind of is true, because at that point in 7th grade, I did have a little like 2 o'clock shadow, so not quite like 5 o'clock. So yeah, I wasn't offended because it's Martin Luther King too. So then one of the white girls in class was like, and grabbed my hand, and I was like, oh, what is going on? And she led me to the teacher's desk and was like, excuse me, he just called her Martin Luther King Jr. This is the same girl that on Facebook now posts articles like, oh my God, scumbag, oh my God, thug, whenever it's a story about somebody from Central Falls or somewhere ethnic. So yeah, anyways, Black History Month, that was the greatest compliment I've ever received, being called Martin Luther King Jr. And this has been a great Black History Month too. Formation and Beyonce. Yes. Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Grammys. Yes. Meryl Streep is African. Yes. For those of you who are not aware, Meryl Streep, who is an actress, was at some film conference in Berlin, and she said when somebody asked her about Oscars So White, due to the lack of diversity at the Oscars, she was like, oh, well, we are all African anyways. You know what, she kind of does remind me of my aunt. So yeah, I can kind of see that. But it's funny how it's cool to be African when it's convenient, but you know, it's not really cool to be African when like there's starvation or, you know, Ebola, especially here. I remember people were freaking out, and I'm like, we're in Rhode Island, in the United States, but I mean, Meryl Streep is African, so this has been quite a Black History Month, to have Meryl and Beyonce on the same level. So we're going to get started with the show. This is a comedy showcase, literally standing up and chill. I thought that since we were charging this time around, it'd be less people, but seems to be even more people. So I'm happy that you all came out. We have Nikki, our bartender. Please don't forget to tip her right over here. We also have snacks right over there in the back. Stop and Shop brand Oreo cookies because I am on a budget. We have a bathroom, which is in like the coat check. So we have that too. Yes, we do. You put your coat on there, so we don't really have anybody else over there. And then we have a door over here if like you need fresh air or something. But please make sure your phones are on silent. So don't just look down. Like literally look at your phone. Make sure it's on silent. And we're gonna have a good time. So first up we have Kody. Kody has performed. He performed. Oh, okay, he is known. So Kody performed at the first Stand Up and Chill. He was the one who was behind the promotional videos that we had out on social media. And he's performed at the Comedy Connection in East Providence and Pub in the Park in Cranston. So give it up to Kody.
Hey. Excuse me, miss, what's your name?
Asia.
Asia. Asia, what do you think is the greatest food on earth?
Oh my God, that's the worst question to ask me. I eat everything.
Well, you don't even have to answer it, because whatever you're about to say is wrong. I'll tell you what the greatest food on earth is. French fries. French fries are the greatest food on earth, and I'll tell you why right now. You got yourself a buck, you got yourself a medium fry. Hold the sauce. You take that medium fry and grab a friend. Friend says, hey, do you mind if I? Of course not. Matter of fact, take 2 or 3. Heck, call up your friends, your family, get them in on this. While you're doing that, I'm gonna call Channel 12, because the world deserves to know about this fried goodness. Because audience, this is our generation's Live Aid. Fried Aid. Someone call up Rebecca Black, that bitch ain't done yet. You can give them their little sticks of gold, and they'll enjoy them. And yours will be untouched and uncontaminated, and that, my friends, is the true worth of French fries. You can't do that with any other food. Can you imagine getting yourself a nice bowl of soup? Friend wants us over and is like, do you mind if I? Of course you mind. Because in order for you to share that soup, that spoon has to dip into the soup, then into the mouth, then back into the soup, leaving behind God knows what kind of misfiring diseases. And then before you know it, boom, you're patient 0 and the world spirals down to an apocalyptic outbreak, God forbid of the zombie category. Then you find yourself in a little room, huddled next to a corner in an old-time radio, listening, no, praying for help. All the while Carl and that little bitch kid Sam is in the other room getting you two killed. I'm just saying, me and Rick Grimes, we prefer French fries. And besides, French fries are a more laid-back type of meal. You can grab yourself some French fries and a friend sit in a park, tell some jokes, all while getting your daily intake of carbohydrates. And it's all good. Can't do that with soup. Because soup comes in a more formal setting, in a more serious and intimate conversation. Hey man, what do you say after this we go get ourselves a bowl of soup? You're breaking up with me, aren't you? No. But I am pregnant. Audible gasp. And that's not all. We both have space Ebola. No! For those of you who don't understand, space Ebola is just like regular Ebola, but in space. So not only do you have to deal with that zero-G's mess, you have to figure out how you got up there and how you're gonna get down. And honestly, audience, I don't know the answer to those questions. But I can tell you it had nothing to do with the cheesy fries you just ordered. Soup. No. French fries are the way to go. Because I can trust French fries. I can't trust soup. No. Because what do you always hear? Oh, there's a fly in my soup. You never hear there's a fly in my fries. Yes, you might find a hair or two. But that just means somebody was up close and personal while preparing your fries. They put love into those fries. No. A fly in my soup says negligence. A fly in my soup today, Genghis Khan is murderous horror on my doorstep tomorrow. It's all about vigilance, people. Vigilance. I'm sorry, I'm not angry. I'm just very passionate about the subject. I love food. The rest of my jokes are gonna be about food, so just heads up, you know? Like, the only reason why I work out is so I don't feel guilty when I stuff a whole pie in my face. I always said, you know, if you would compare me to a piece of food, I'd be that Hershey bar that was in your pocket a little bit too long. Still delicious, but kind of squishy when you poke it. But my absolute most favorite food on earth are breakfast foods. I love breakfast. I love breakfast so much. I decided that if I ever give birth to twins, if my wife ever gives birth to twins, don't want to steal that credit, I would name them respectively Pancakes and Eggs. I know what you're saying. Kody, that's cruel and unusual. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But the parent-teacher conferences will be awesome. Mr. Fraser, I brought you here to talk about pancakes and eggs. If you don't like them, send them back to the kitchen. I'll take care of them. Nobody likes burnt pancakes or rotten eggs. And yes, pancakes might be a little bit on the fluffy side. When you add some water and take away the bacon, he'll flatten right out. And yes, eggs might have a couple shells in them, but we can pick those out. You can't just crack them open, throw them on a skillet, and expect them to come sunny side up. It takes time and tender loving care. Mr. Fraser, I don't think we're on the same page. Me neither, but I got a mean hankering for Denny's right now. My most favorite thing about breakfast is making the pancakes. Because you pour that batter, and no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, those circles of pancake batter will find a way to touch. An audience. It's the most beautiful love story of all time. 2 star-crust batters. 1 blueberry, 1 chocolate chip, a forbidden recipe. The shit writes itself. Green eggs and ham? You bet your ass I will. I don't even care that it's green or if that's mold. I'll eat around it. Heck, it's just an extra dose of penicillin for the day. Sketchy comedy club bathrooms, beware. I had breakfast. Audience, I have a confession to make. It's a little bit embarrassing. I talk dirty to my breakfast. Pancakes. Laying out there with the curves all on display. I like it. Eggs. Looking hot. But why don't you say we scramble things up a bit? Ding! Toast. Getting all hot and bothered already? Hold on, wait your turn. I'll be over there spreading my homemade jam all over you. But my absolute, completely most favorite thing about breakfast is breakfast for dinner. Winner, winner, I get to have Brinner for dinner. And I'm so thankful for the man who coined that term, Brinner. Because if you just decided to switch the 2 terms around, we'd be having a completely different conversation. Honey, why don't you say we have breakfast for dinner tonight? Are you talking about Dick Fist? I love Dick Fist, all in my mouth. Do not forget the sausage. Is anybody here hungry right now? No? Sorry. Here. I understand if you don't want to eat that, because I just pulled 3 things out of my ass. So it's totally up to you. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. My name's Kody Fraser.
All right, thank you, Kody, so much. Breakfast, okay. So I was worried about doing this show in February in Rhode Island because I feel like weather is a big deal for us here, even though we get winter every year. We kind of forget every January 1st that it still exists and it's coming. And I was really concerned that it was gonna snow, but today was actually a really, really nice day out. And it's funny because I was born in 1993, but I talk about, okay. But I talk about the blizzard of 78 like I was there. So anytime somebody brings up the weather, like last week was really cold, I was like, but nothing's beating the blizzard of 78. As if I was there. And people don't question it. It's like, you know, you're right. You know, you're right. Nothing is. So obviously we had good weather today, and I'm thankful for that. Also, I work in customer service. I work in a bakery. I love this audience already. So I work in a bakery here on the east side, and it's also a grocery store as well. And I had to work during the snowstorm last week. And there was nobody there except one woman. And it's interesting how we still hate the snow here, but we will go anywhere if we want to. So she had 1 can of gluten-free soup in her carriage. And she comes over and she's like, oh my God, you're here. I was like, what are you talking about? Me? She's like, yeah, oh my God, you're here in the snow. And I'm like, yeah, because of you. What the heck? Like, what do you think? Do I want to be here? Like, no. And she's just hanging over the coat. And she's like, oh my God. So, like, what's going on? And I'm like, yo, I don't know you. I don't know you. So, shout out to everybody who works customer service. Please shout if you do. Yo, God bless you. It's crazy. It's crazy. And in the wintertime, like, the milk and bread stuff, that's real. That's real. But you know what? She got her gluten-free soup and was out, and I'm thankful. Hopefully I never see her again. And I thank you all for coming out, even though it is a bit chilly right now. I do appreciate it. And for those of you who live all the way in the other side of Providence, I appreciate that, because that's a lot for Rhode Islanders. So up next, we have Smaxxie. This is her first time performing stand-up comedy. She came all the way from Brockton. You know that's the truth. You know that's the truth. So give it up to Smaxxie!
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's Black History Month, y'all. Woo woo! So I did have to, let out a little bit of my ethnic sass tonight, because I work in a corporate environment and I don't often get the chance to. So anytime I can, I do it. You know I do. But anyway, like I said, I work in a corporate environment, so I gotta keep this shit clean, okay? All this shit gotta stay clean. Like, every motherfucking thing I say has to be clean. Because if it gets back to the office and I'm in here cursing up a motherfucking storm, I might lose my shitty job. But no, my job is not shitty at all. I'm actually very blessed to work with some really, really great people. Shout out, my sister just walked in. Hey there. So I do work with some really, really cool people, really diverse group of people. We're really cool, and they think I'm cool too, which, word, appreciate that. Y'all think I'm cool. The only reason they think I'm cool, though, is because of my hair. So it has nothing to do with, my charm and my personality and my winning smile. It's more the fact that I have this hair, and it confuses the shit out of people. Like, it really confuses the shit out of people. I can walk in with my hair in a ponytail. I'm like, all right, let me take this down and walk. And then I walk over, and they're like, oh my, what did you do? What did you just change like that? I didn't even know you could do that. I'm like, yes, I did. I changed it up a little bit. So what exactly did you do just now then? Let me see. I'm trying to look at the angles. Did you shave the sides a little bit? Did you just put in a weave? Is it a quick weave? Bitch, I just took my hair out of a ponytail. Like, what? But, it makes me kind of exotic. I'll accept it. I'm kind of exotic. I'm like the office chameleon, the office lion. Because I was literally called a lion one time. And I didn't really know how to react. I'm like, oh my God, today your hair's so ferocious. You look like a lion. Thank you. She's like, you could be on a safari right now. Oh man, thank you so much. And I'm like, should I be offended? She's calling me an African animal. And I was like, no, it's cool because the first black Disney princess was Nala. So I'm like, okay, she thinks I'm regal. Yes. So, my hair gets me into all types of situations at work. And there was one time when, last year I turned 25, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna milk this exotic thing for as much as I can. So I'm excited. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get faux dreadlocks. Shout out faux dreadlocks in the front right here. I'm gonna get me some faux dreadlocks. I'm gonna walk in there, and I'm just gonna turn up on everybody. So I'm hype as shit. I'm so fucking hyped for these dreadlocks. So I actually walked into my boss's office, and I said, hey, quick question for you. I just wanted to ask, I know this is really short notice for you, but is there any way I could take Thursday off? Yeah, why? I really want to get faux dreadlocks. And she's like, what do you mean? Faux dreadlocks, you can just get them for one day? I'm like, no, several days, but yes, you sure can, and I think that this is what I'm going to do. She's like, oh my God. So everyone's super excited. So I tell everyone in the office, right? Everyone knows. Everyone's hyped up about this. I'm walking by like, yo, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day we get faux dreadlocks. They're like, yes, we can't wait, yes. I'm like, you too? You can't wait either? I'm super excited about it. I can't wait. So, I buy like 97 packs of hair. I'm lit. I'm so happy about these. 97 packs of hair. I go to the girl's house. She's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. She turns on her Nigerian soap operas. And I'm like, yes. Okay. So she braids my hair. I'm like, all right, it's a little heavy. I haven't had any type of extensions, braids, nothing since like freshman year in high school. So she braids them. I'm like, okay, this is going well. And then she puts the first dread in. I'm like, oh, it's a little tight. it's a little bit heavy. It's fine. I'll get used to it. She puts another one in. I'm like, oh, well then, hi there. And then 13 hours later, that's no exaggeration. That shit takes a long time. 13 hours later, she was done, and she was like, oh my God, you look like you can go on Tumblr right now and turn up. Everyone on Tumblr is gonna like you. You're gonna be a Tumblr bitch. I said, yes. Yes, I'm gonna be right on Tumblr. And she's like, do you mind if I take a picture for my blog? I'm like, I'm crying. I'm literally in tears. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And she takes a picture. She never put on her blog, by the way. She never did. So I get in my car to drive home, and I had to put the seat all the way back. And I have the 97 pounds of hair just like on my shoulder. Seat all the way back. I'm driving home. Beyonce ain't lying. I got Jackson 5 nostrils. I can't see over this shit. I'm trying to drive home, and I'm just crying. I'm like, why? Why I gotta be exotic? Why can't I just stay a lion? And I get home, and I open the door, and my mom's there, right there. And she hated them, and you hated them. Don't even fucking lie, you hated them. And I'm just like, these are really heavy. She's like, yeah, you look a little strained. I'm like, yeah, just a little. So, I'm like, okay, I paid a lot of money, bought a lot of damn hair for this. I'm gonna take my damn picture and put it on Tumblr. So I'm in my room, still crying. I'm still crying. I'm like, go put on some eyeliner. I'm in the mirror, put it on, taking selfies. I'm like, okay. Post that, and then I'm like, damn, I still gotta go to work tomorrow. I done hyped these up, and they are breaking my scalp off. How am I gonna do this? So I get to work, and I'm like, okay, I had to drive again, like this, still crying, scalp's bleeding. I'm like, God damn. I get into work, and they're waiting for me. I get off the elevator, and they're waiting for me. Oh my God, what's wrong? Why are you crying? I'm like, I can't. And I had a presentation to do, so I gave my presentation with all the locks on one side and my arms like this. I was like, welcome. It's nice to meet you guys. And then I literally went home and took them out. All that work, all that time just to take them out. So I really, I should have just stuck with the damn lion. So next time I walk up in there, I'm expecting them to be ready because I'm going to stay a lion. And I just want to be like, ha, sueña, get a hot coma ba. My set is super short. Thank you all so much. I appreciate the love. Thank you.
That was her first time performing stand-up. Thank you, Smaxxie. I actually met Smaxxie online. Let me explain. I grew up a 90s kid, so I had MySpace, AIM, all that fun stuff. So I was told by my mother and father, do not talk to strangers online. But I spoke to Smaxxie online, on Twitter. And I think back to it, and I remember my mom was, and she still is obsessed with Dateline. And so Chris, that's when what's his name? Chris Hansen was like, "Oh, take a seat." Anytime like a pedophile would come in and thought he was talking to a young girl. So my mom was just always telling me, "Issa, no MySpace." And I was like, "Mommy, I got you." And so what I did to compromise was my friend let me borrow her MySpace. So I feel like other generations don't really get that. Did nobody else do that? Damn, okay. Maybe I should have kept that to myself. So moving on, we will go on to the next performer. I feel so hurt right now. So we have Irvin. He has performed in all over Providence at Lul's comedy show, and that is at AS220. And he also has his own comedy show that he hosts, an open mic night, and that's the first 3 Tuesdays of every month. Oh, it's canceled? Okay. Well, they will be back. I am doing so good hosting. Okay. So give it up to Irvin.
Thank you so much. Yeah, give it up one more time for your host, Isaura. Yes, you are. You are doing a great job. I love how before you go into anything, you're like, let me explain, like we weren't gonna let you explain, like keep it moving. This is good. No, I do, a lot of stand-up around Providence. This is probably the youngest crowd I've ever performed for, probably the least white crowd I've ever performed for. And I miss being the token. I really do. It's just because I like to be the one that explains shit to people. So the other day, like at work, I had to explain to my manager that like being off of a drug means being on a drug. So I made a joke. I was like, "Yo, man, I'm off the Xans." He was like, "Congrats, buddy. You know, sobriety is a tricky thing." This is good. I got you guys just where I want you. It's tricky. Comedy is all about control. All right. So being that this is one of the youngest crowds I have performed for, I thought I'd do structure my set around sort of the challenges that millenniums face. And I think one of the cornerstones of our lives as millennials is how hard it is to be an adult. And this sort of like cult of irresponsibility that we've built up around ourselves. And one of the aspects of that is like sleep deprivation. So if at any point during my set I start sounding like Future's apprentice, it's because I'm really tired. I'm so tired. But like I guess a good story to illustrate this would be recently a friend of mine told me that she we'll do it. We'll do it as a skit. So my friend's like, so I've been having those health problems recently. So I decided, I made a doctor's appointment and I went in and they ran tests and they don't know what it is, but they think it's something serious and it could be Crohn's disease, which can be it's not exactly life-threatening, but it's pretty serious. And I'm listening to this. This is one of my best friends telling me this story, and I'm just thinking, wow. You made your own doctor's appointment. What was that? What's the process? Is there a number you call? Is that online? How did you? Your mom helped. No, your mom helped. And she's like, this is serious. Like, I have a serious chronic illness. And I'm like, yeah. And I have acne scars and I need special soap and it's not over the counter. We're in the same boat. Right? We're in this together. I didn't go to college. They say that that's like what you're supposed to do. That's like the promise that we were given. I did take one. I took one college class, and that's how I realized it wasn't for me. I took because it's hard to you try to figure out what you want to do with your life or what you want to pay off for the rest of your life. So I figured I'm into different like stones and rocks. Like I'm the guy that can tell you like, oh, that's amethyst, that's garnet, and all the properties. So I figured I'd take a geology class. See how that works. And I go to the class and like all the professor's talking about like igneous, blah, 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 sedentary, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, by the third day, I just raised my hand and I'm like, what are we gonna learn about chill vibes? I thought this was the chill vibes course. Which one's? He's just like talking about volcanic rock. I'm like, is that good for luck or love? Which one is that one? I don't know which one that is. Yeah, my life's a mess. I lost my wallet. Someone stole my wallet recently. That's not just a story that I made up so the bartender wouldn't yell at me. I get like anxiety over that. Like every time I don't have my, you don't need to know that. Okay. So someone stole my wallet, and I found out because I got an email from Capital One that's like, there's been, did you make these purchases? And it was like $100 worth of stuff at Walgreens, and I'm trying to think like, how did Capital One know it wasn't me? And I bet it's because it was like some like responsible adult stuff. Like I bet they bought like soap and razor blades and a card for my mom's birthday. And Capital One was like, this is suspicious activity. This was not, I know this kid, this was not that kid. Yeah. Another thing is, I feel like because of social media, I feel like a lot of us have like arrested development socially. And so I was on Facebook the other day and I saw that this girl that I'm absolutely like head over heels in love with is now in a relationship. So thank you to that algorithm. Whoever designed that one, you got it spot on right here. But so this is a friend, that I had, really deep feelings for, and I didn't, like, I don't know how to deal with that. Like, she didn't feel the same way, and I can do nothing about that situation. Like, I don't have whatever skill that someone develops to, like, trick someone into liking them. Like, game or whatever. Like, the most you should stick to your skill set. So if I stuck to my skill sets, I could be like, here's a persuasive essay on why I'm fuckable. Take that, read that, and it's the thesis is just like, come on. And my conclusion was, yeah, you're probably right, actually. It didn't support my thesis, so I got points off. But I feel so. But I'm not like, I don't believe in any of the like friend zone or like any of that like entitled misogynist bullshit. Like you don't owe anyone. Yeah. That was a brave opinion of me to have, wasn't it? I would never do anything like with someone else's material. But you guys know that joke? A male feminist walks into a bar because it was raised so low. So you don't need to applaud for that. But like, so yeah, I don't. You don't owe someone anything just because you have feelings for that. Someone doesn't owe you anything. But it's weird. I feel like we all want something to happen. Like whether it's a relationship or whatever, we want to go out like with some big event to happen. So I feel like if I'm not gonna be your boyfriend. That's fine. I can accept that. I should get some type of promotion. Like something should happen. Like I should get bumped up to cousin. I should join the fam. I want to join the fam. But like a close cousin, the kind of cousin that you grew up with and maybe isn't even really your cousin, but you don't want to ask your mom because you don't want to rule anything out for sure. You guys know? What do I got? Strong closer? Oh, I lost the thing. Oh, okay. No, I do. I have, I'm very disorganized. Fuck, what was I gonna say? No, I had a joke about that. I don't know if I wrote it down. I wrote down a lot of, that's nothing. Shit, fuck. That's wrong set. I don't even know how that. Just take my word for it. You gotta. I didn't write an end to that bit. I procrastinated it. That's another like dumb joke I could do. I have a joke about procrastination, but I didn't finish it. That's like, no, I wouldn't do that joke because that's dumb and easy, and that's condescending. I have a joke about condescension, actually. And if you guys are good, I'll tell it to you later. All right, so strong closer. Another thing to kind of, a lot of times during my set, I like joke about like fucking up with the mic and do like a nice little bit about it, but this is truly difficult. So, doing one of those. Okay, so I was at Seven Stars Bakery the other day, several months ago, and they have one of their menu items is like an artisanal gourmet ham and cheese sandwich type of thing. And so I decided I'd try that, and I usually get a large mocha, but it was kind of late. I didn't want to be up all night, so I figured I'd skip the coffee and I'd just do the milk and the chocolate part. And so I get to my table and I realize I am in fact eating the lunch of a 6-year-old child. I have a ham and cheese sandwich and a large chocolate milk. And it's just one of those moments of like, what is my life coming to? What have I been? And I walk out of there, kind of bummed out, and I run into someone from high school, and this is someone who like really has their shit together. Like when they were in high school, they were like student council president, valedictorian, that kind of thing. And I know I'm gonna dread this encounter, but you do what you do. It's like, what have you been up to? And they're like, oh, it's great. I'm studying to be a quantum law biologist. I wasn't listening, but it was one of those really big things. It's like, yeah, I got a job at one of the top firm labs in the country. The firm labs in the country, the top one, and I'm doing work with poor, broke, little low-income kids. These poor little kids got no money. These poor little, and I'm turning their life around. Like, what have you been up to? And I thought about it for a minute, about all my recent accomplishments. And I said, I had a big-ass chocolatey milk today. So we both got stuff going on, Megan. We're both making moves. You got your shit. You're a nuclear Scientologist. What was it? I just paid $12 for a gourmet Lunchable. So we're both doing good. I'm Irvin De La Rosa. Thank you.
I'm clearly a professional. So twist it, and grab it and twist it. Hey, okay. Okay, so give it up for Irvin one more time. Okay, quick question. Is Dame here? Damn, that was one of our performers, so. Like, I'm not playing around, that was one of our performers, so. That's all right, because I have a little something I can talk about. So, one of my biggest concerns, because I am a concerned person, is what are we gonna do after Barack Hussein Obama leaves office? Yo. I don't know. Some people in the room are just like, can't wait, count down. But I don't know what I'm gonna do because President Obama, yes. He definitely is kind of like that cool uncle that stays at your house for a little bit, but for like 8 years. And now your mom's all set, so he has to move out of the house. It's just the White House now. But I don't know what I'm gonna do because he is like that cool uncle, like, oh, you need money? I got you. You need a phone? I got you. You need to pay to go to school? I got you. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do without Michelle and Barack, Sasha, Malia, Joe and Bo. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. So, and Barack Obama means a lot to black people. Like, my grandmother swears that he grew up in Cape Verde. Anytime she sees him on the news, she's like, I remember him when he was a kid around the village. And I was like, don't say that too loudly around Donald Trump, please. Please don't. So now that Dame's not here, right? Going once, twice. I am upset. That is okay. We got drinks, we got snacks, we got good vibes, right? Yes. You want to perform?
I mean, sure.
Yes. Tyler, all right, we have Tyler right here.
Medway, Mass. I'm from Massachusetts.
He crossed the border to come
He's
over here.
performed at the Park, and he's performed at the East Providence Comedy Connection.
All right, you guys all heard that, right? All right, he performed. No, oh, you don't need a hype man? Excuse me.
Here we go! Oh man, what do I want to talk about now? This is nice.
see. Oh, man. I'm a big believer that I have no idea how to talk to women. Like, going to college, I was supposed to learn that, but I never, ever figured out how to, like, hit on women at a bar or go start a conversation with them. And this is really evident to me because I was at the bar last weekend with some friends, and I looked across the bar, and I just saw this girl who was gorgeous. And I was like, I know I need to go talk to her. I don't know what to say. My friends were there, and they're like, just go up, talk to her. You do stand-up comedy. Like, you'll think of something funny. Just go do it. And I was like, I got it. I know exactly what I'm going to say. So I start walking over there, and I'm just trying to play it like all suave and cool. Not like I'm going to roofie her drink. There's a very fine line with that. So I'm walking over there, and I get up to her. I'm like, excuse me, miss. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs? And she just stands there. She's like, no, I don't. How much does it weigh? And I'm like, well, in case you didn't know, a full-grown male polar bear actually weighs anywhere from 850 to 990 pounds. Even crazier, that's enough to break 4 to 5 Arctic inches of ice, depending on the region that they're from. But by that point, she walked away. And that just left me standing there going, but don't you want to hear about how their skin's actually black underneath their white fur, and that's how they absorb sunlight to stay alive? But she didn't come back. So that just left me all alone. I also am starting to believe that the older you get, the more practical you start to think about things. Like, when I was a little kid and someone asked me, like, oh, if you could have any superpower, what would you want? And I was like, I want to, like, fly around, have super speed, have super strength, do all that shit, because that's awesome. But now that I'm getting older, I'm just like, I want one of two things. I just want either the power to refill shit. Oh, wait, my beer's empty? Not anymore. Did I finish that handle of whiskey by myself? Yeah, I did. Oh, wait, that girl at the bar can't get a drink? Refilled. And I know these all center around alcohol, but I'm clearly going places. So. But I really want the power to refill shit. And my friends are like, that's so lame. Why wouldn't you just want to, like, fly around, do all that? And I'm like, you know why? The public's gonna constantly ask me to do shit for them. I don't want to do that. I just want to do whatever I want. So you have fun with your super speed and your super strength. I get free gas for life now, bitch. Who's laughing? The other superpower I want is to have the lifeline connections from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but like for real life purposes. Just to like abuse them at my leisure too. So I got like 50-50 ask the audience, and I'm dropping phone a friend because my friends are idiots for like call an expert, like the expert and stuff. So I could just be like, oh man, is that girl at the bar interested in me? Calling an expert, let's see. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. What'd he say? Well, Bill Cosby just told me get her the red drink. And, too soon? Okay, now we know. I just really wish I had that power when I was taking the SATs because it would have made me seem so smart. Like, one of my SAT questions was, Kevin gets caught selling 5 kilos of Colombian cocaine at a 90% cut. He's forced to go to federal trial and is facing a minimum of 25 to 30 years in federal prison, with no chance of parole. If Kevin agrees to a plea deal, which gang is most likely to shank him in the showers? Is it A, the white supremacists? Is it B, the Goonies? Is it C, the Jets from A West Side Story? Or is it D, the Wolverines from Red Dawn? I was just sitting there, I was like, fuck! Could be anybody! Charlie Sheen's crazy enough to murder anything, fuck! If I had those superpowers, I just would have been like, all right, we gotta ask the audience. What's the room saying? The room's going with the Goonies, okay. Okay, I could see that, but I don't really think Chunk has it in him. I mean, Sloth, definitely, but not Chunk. Fuck, I can't trust him. All right, I gotta move on 50-50. What are my options? All right, the white supremacists, yeah, that makes sense. Or the Jets from A West Side Story. Fuck. I no, all that singing and dancing? Shit. I mean, yeah, technically someone died in the movie, but like, this is real life. Ah. All right, I gotta call an expert. Oh man, please give me someone good. Please give me someone good. Please be El Chapo. I need a miracle right now. Please. All right, who is this? Are you gonna be fucking kidding me? It's Martha Stewart. Damn it! Damn it! I didn't do well on the SATs, to say the least. But anyway, I'm Tyler Pavlik. Thanks for having me show and go.
Yes, thank you, Tyler. No, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. He really did that out of nowhere, so thank you very much. So before we introduce our last performer, I want to make sure you're all aware of what's going on in Rhode Island. We have tolls coming, maybe. Yo, you guys, you need me to? All right, so the people from Massachusetts are not coming back. I am upset right now. So let me explain really quickly from what I've read in the Providence Journal comments section. So it seems, because that's way more entertaining, it seems that the governor supposedly, I'm really using my political science major to the best right now. The governor wants tolls in Rhode Island. My thing is, there are literally 3 lanes on the highway. So I don't know where they're gonna fit. And Rhode Island's like 45 minutes long, like total, I think. And people in the comment section are like, it was on fire when that came out. People were like, $20 to get from Central Falls to Providence? Yeah, right, I'll take the side roads. And I'm like, yeah, I feel that. And yeah, I definitely in Rhode Island, money is a big thing. I think a lot of us work really hard for our money, and Massachusetts too. I got love for you guys too. But the thing that kills me is this show is $10, and so when I told like close friends, they're like, $10, kid, I don't know about that one. You got a family discount or something? Like I was getting text messages like late last night, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but I cannot make it. But I got you next time, girl. Like, no, 2 for $20 at Chili's is not gonna make up for this. It's not gonna make up for this. So I'm happy that you all spent $10 here. I really do appreciate it, and please take advantage of the drinks. It wasn't just a 2-drink limit. Don't get like, don't drink and drive, because I don't condone that. I hope nobody. Somebody said that's really weird.
Don't spill your beer.
Yeah, okay. Moving on, next up we have Evan. Evan Little performed at our last show, and he's also performed down in Narragansett. He opened up for Patton Oswalt, and I met him at URI, and yeah, URI is a good school too, so apply. Yeah. I get mad for the URI slander, like, we're smart. No, it really gets me mad. So we're smart, right? Rody! Hey, okay, so give it up to Evan.
Thank you. Keep it going for Isaura. She put it all together. It's awesome. A little upset with her right now because I thought I was the token white guy. This guy comes out of nowhere and starts stealing my shine. Damn. It's a good thing I don't have glasses, though. I'm okay with that. Or else we would look exactly the same. Yeah. Well, you left your spoon up here? That was yours? Did we all have... I didn't get that. I had a similar bit to Kody, but I didn't do it because the fork really hurt when it was in my pocket. But, yeah. I came here to talk about some serious shit. I know we're all having a good time, and I know last time I was here I was talking about frozen pizza and pot cookies and shit like that. But things done changed, all right? We're getting real in here, okay? This isn't gonna be funny at all. This should be a straight up lecture. Wake up, sheeple. That's all. But really, we're gonna get real and talk about how technology is gonna destroy us all. Why are you laughing? I'm serious. I think technology will bring about the end of humanity. Not because we make things that are more advanced than us, because obviously that's awesome. But because we have the ability to be impressed by ourselves we exercise that ability a lot. Like, you don't even have to make something to be proud of it anymore. You can just have it. Like, it used to be, like Steve Jobs would stand up in front of hundreds of people and be like, look at this thing I made, and everyone's like, yeah, sometimes he seems like an asshole, but like at least he made that. I would throw on a turtleneck if I invented the iPod or something. Only time I would put on the turtleneck. But like now you have like people that like, oh, they got the new iPhone, and they come up to you like, yo, look at this, I can take like 46 pictures in 1 second. Oh, how does that work? I don't know. I have it. I can do it. I can do it again. You want me to do it again? But like, and you could just we have this technology. We do absolutely nothing of value with it. Like, you can spend like $1,000 on a laptop. What do you do with it? Watch Netflix and porn. I answered for myself, but I answered for everyone. Right? And there's not that I have a problem with that. I enjoy it. It's awesome, right? What a time to be alive. Was that what that mixtape was about, by the way? I didn't listen to it. I'm the token white guy. I didn't listen to it. I mean, the only word I know is Jumpman, so besides that, it could have been about that. But, I mean, but you know Drake loves Netflix, Like, he's like in his penthouse in Toronto getting his ass eaten by some groupie and... Hold on. Let me throw on some Gilmore Girls. Believe her. I got the inside info. And Future is adamant that Stephen Avery is innocent. He's a really big believer in that. Yeah, that's. But the thing about technology, that's like, it's like right in our face with how scary it is, but we don't even notice. Like, do you realize there's a phone called Droid? Yeah. As in Android, as in the things that always kill us in every movie? We just let that happen. Like, that's what it's called when like we put it in our pockets and like, not my pocket. I have an iPhone. I'm not an animal. But like, that's a Droid. Like, that's so scary. But that's like having like a home security system and calling it Smart House. It's like, I saw that Disney Channel original movie. I'm not falling for that. I've seen the end of it too. No. Or that's like having a gun and calling it an assault rifle. It's like, I know what that does. Ooh, getting political in here. Sometimes I sing when I'm uncomfortable. And then, okay, we got through that. We're good. But, all right, well, here's a good example of the technology that we're so impressed with ourselves. All right, my dad has an in-ground pool. And if you have a pool, it's a real hassle to like keep it up. Like thousands of dollars over years of like chemicals, and you have to vacuum it and everything. So a couple of years ago, this past summer actually, he was like, after years, literally years of talking about it, he ordered a automatic pool cleaner, which is exactly what it sounds like. So he says, you throw it in the pool, it automatically vacuums the whole bottom, and he's like, we're gonna get so much other shit done. We're gonna have all this other time for yard work, other things. I'm like, oh, cool. And he was like promising things like Donald Trump, just like like we're gonna cut the grass every day. We're gonna paint the garage 3 times this summer. You remember that old vegetable garden out back? We're getting it back. Make the garden great again. We're gonna sell the tomatoes to the Mexicans, and we're gonna have them plant them too. It doesn't make any sense. We're gonna go. It sounds good though. So it came in the mail. My dad was like, kid on Christmas morning, so excited. We're gonna get all this other stuff done. We put it in the pool. It starts rolling around, and we watched it for 3 hours. I swear to God, it's amazing. It really is. We watched it go around. Like, wow, my God. Look at this thing. My dad's like, honey, you gotta come out here. You gotta see this. My mom was like, oh, it's so cute. Let's see. She was like it was a pet. Like, she was like, let's call it Jeffrey. Shit's weird, I know. I was part of it, yeah. So, I mean, it roams around, and it's like, I was the only one that thought, this is a little fucking scary. This thing has a brain, okay? Now, whatever nerd designed it will be like, well, it's not actually a brain, but all right, the thing knows where it's going and it remembers things. That's a fucking brain, right? Right. It learns, like, it goes like, oh, I already went that way. I'll go this way now. And then it climbs up walls. It goes up the wall. See, you're on my side.
I know.
All night, all night.
This is the life that I live.
Yeah, I'll talk to you after. Yeah, so this thing, like, it has a brain, obviously. It climbs on the walls, and I'm like, is it that far off to think that it could kill a human being? Why not? You know? We just let it roam free. We're like, Jeffrey knows what he's doing. He's going. You know, like, it could be one day it's rolling around the bottom, and there's like some kids on top, and they're playing sharks and minnows. They're having a good time. And Jeffrey's like, I want to get in on this. That looks fun. It looks really fun. So he climbs up the wall. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get little Jessica. That's the minnow. I'm gonna get little Jessica. Jeffrey doesn't know his powers. Jeffrey doesn't know. He's got a high-powered vacuum. And then he's got Jessica's hair in it like it's a goddamn pile of leaves. She starts struggling. The thing comes off the wall, and they both go sinking into the abyss. Little Jeffrey bringing along the body of some future state senator. Yeah, little Jessica had a mildly bright future ahead of her. I don't know. Now she'll never see it. None of us will. And all of her friends will be horrified. They're like, oh my God. And they'll be emotionally scarred until they themselves are destroyed by the army of smartphones that takes over America. And people will wonder why we didn't listen to the prophets of yesteryear, like me, and the Disney Channel. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
All right, thank you, Evan. Okay, Dame is not here. Yo, I'm so mad about that. You guys have no idea. But it's all good, because I will send him a very angry email. But before we end, I just wanted to bring up, along with the toll thing, because that's really bothering me. Ocean State Job Lot is threatening to move, like they're making, yes. I don't know. See, we're angry right now. Like, we should call the governor down here, right? They're threatening to move their new facilities that they were gonna open. I mean, I feel like Ocean State Job Lot has been the same since like 1995. Yeah. So I'm not too worried. But I just want to leave you with that thought, and I hope you call your local representative because this is serious. Because I'm not going to Christmas tree shop. I don't have Christmas tree shop money. So. On that note, thank you so much for everyone who showed up. I know it is hot in here. Thank you for all the performers. I really, really appreciate you coming out and doing this set. Thank you to the camera crew who is here. These are expensive-ass cameras. Yes. Thank you. So this will be up online. Thank you to Nikki, our bartender. Make sure you tip her. Thank you to Sabrina and Jason who own Trade Pop-Up. This is a gallery in an open space, so if you ever want to have an event here, can you guys raise your hands? Jason and Sabrina?
Oh, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew, my bad. Oh my God. Yes. No, not Andrew. Andrew, D-R-U. Yes. Wait, is it Andrew? Oh, it's Andrew too. Yo, there's levels to that. Okay, yeah. So they are young entrepreneurs here in Rhode Island, and they're putting on for young people, especially different crowds, you know. So that's why I love being here and looking out, and it's not just white guys at a hot-ass comedy club. It's a lot of different people here. And yeah, I just wanted to give it a voice to different people to just make us laugh and have a good time. So thank you for coming out, people of all ages, races. Thank you so much. And we will have more stand-up and chills in the future, so look out for that. And also look out for the hashtag stand-up and chill for pictures. Oh, thank you to Liana. She is the photographer here. She came all the way from somewhere in Massachusetts. And I know it's past Boston, so I don't even care where it's from, but it's far. And she took the Peter Pan bus down here. She is in school and took the time to come take pictures, so thank you to Liana, too. And lastly, thank you to my mom and dad. I started the show late because they came late. So I saw my dad, and you know, this was a good show because my dad kept looking at me like, And he's a very serious man, so this is a really good show. But thank you all so much. Please take the Stop and Shop Oreos. I'm on a diet, so please. So thank you again.